Here's a brief but annoying message to let you know that you could have first heard this episode 9 months ago if you were a subscriber to our Iron Filing Society Patreon offering.
For the price of a pint and a St Clement's each month, you can get up to 4 episodes a week, 9 months before the rest of the world gets them. Early access to regular episodes, lots of other marvellous benefits, and there's absolutely no adverts or brief but annoying messages like this that will get right on your ticks.
Find out more and subscribe now at tftimemachine.com/ironfilings.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, this is it!
This is Top Flight Time Machine. I am Andy Hotbody Dawson. Pow, pow, pow.
I'm Sam Nifty Delaney, so what?
Welcome along to the Melchester Odyssey. Would you like to guess which hand I'm holding the latest issue in?
I'm going to say left today.
No, it's the right hand.
Bollocks.
You probably see it in the fucking
Well, I didn't
WhatsApp
look because
video
that's
thing
cheating.
we're doing. But then again, left and right might be mixed up in the camera. You don't know. It's complicated. Anyway, it's in my left hand now. It's the 3rd of March 1984. I've put on my little desk lamp to illuminate it. It's quite a scene. We've gone back to having clues on the top of who the star is in Sign Please. I've had a look. You'll never get it. Telling you that now.
What does it say? Wolf Star. I'm going to say Andy Gray.
Super Wolf Star.
Andy Gray?
No.
Don't know any other Wolf Stars of the 80s, apart from Steve Bull, but this is too early for him.
Yeah. I can remember one that was in, it'll have been like the Football 79 sticker book, I think. And he was called Mel Eves.
Oh, that's a good name.
That's a cool name. But it's not Mel Eves either. It's a player that I don't even remember playing for Wolves. It's none other than John Burridge.
Oh, Bouncing Burridge.
Yeah. Maniac.
Yeah.
John Burridge.
Lunatic.
Absolute maniac. In a good way, I hope.
Yeah.
I hope he's never committed.
He was one of those like 80s loony keepers. You don't get as many of them anymore.
Yeah.
Like him and Les Seeley. They were both just nutters, weren't they?
That's where they get that thing from. Oh, goalkeepers, they're all mad.
They're mad,
aren't they?
They're not mad anymore. They're not mad in comparison to John Burridge and Les Seeley. They were proper mad.
Not. They're all scholars now of the art of goalkeeping.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a big goalkeeping presence on the front page of this one.
I always forget that. What's his name? Jordan. What's his name? The England keeper. Yeah, he was a Sunderland keeper, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Did you mark him out for greatness when he first?
Yeah.
Did he come from the youth team?
He came from the youth team. He went to Preston North End on loan for a season and was really good for them. And he came back for us.
So was it always known? Was he one of those young players? Even when he was coming through, there were whispers like, "We've got this incredible keeper."
Yeah. He was one to watch. Yeah.
And he didn't. He was only established in your first team a couple of years, wasn't he? Before he moved.
He just had one season. It was that relegation season under David Moyes.
Fucking hell.
He was off after that.
Yeah, he is good though. I mean, over the years, I've wondered now, is he really good enough to be England keeper? But he has done some good saves for England. I like him now.
We've got another one in the team now, Anthony Patterson.
Yeah.
Who is 21, possibly, might be 22. He's going places as well.
Is he? And he came through your youth team, did he?
Yeah, we've got this thing where we can breed goalkeepers somehow.
It's rare that I can't think of any established West Ham keeper ever who's come from the youth team. It's rare in the Premier League for you to see, goalkeepers just come up and establish themselves straight out of the youth team.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go.
Yeah, keep an eye on Anthony Patterson. Right. So it says here, against Swinfield, in the 5th round of the FA Cup, Roy had taken the place of injured Charlie Carter in goal and brought on Rob Richards, a potentially brilliant striker.
And that's the key word, potentially.
Potential has to be realised.
What has he won? Where are his medals? What has he achieved thus far? Nothing.
Fuck all.
Absolutely nothing.
Potentially brilliant striker who squandered chance after chance because of his selfishness. Has Roy written this bit himself?
Yeah, because he is a selfish little turd.
I will break him. It is the last thing I do. I will not be happy until he is rotting in a jail cell.
Or in hell.
Ideally in Turkey. That is my long-term plan for him. Pre-season tour, that's all I'm saying.
On the way back, let's just say the police will have had a tip-off and they'll find something that no one was expecting at the bottom of his suitcase. Put there, courtesy of Blackie's cousin, Del.
Del.
Del Gray. Del Gray from No Fix the Bold, Toxteth.
What was it? Because of his selfishness, in the second half, as Swinfield came in search of goals, which they're going to do it really.
We come in search of goals today.
Yeah. So Roy is diving down low at the feet of a Swinfield striker, very bravely clutching the ball to his chest, like a proper goalkeeper almost. Someone in the crowd shouts, "Saved, Roy!" And another shouts, "It's still 0-0. Not much finesse about Racy, but his timing's perfect." Finesse. Nice word for Roy of the Rovers. And then Roy hurls the ball out, kind of like how Jordan Pickford can do, almost to the halfway line. And I don't know if that was a thing back in 1984. I don't even think many real goalkeepers could throw it out.
In the 80s, every keeper booted it.
High
in the old style, they drop kicked it. You would only drop kick. And in fact, someone, it might be Sid Lambert, who is a big recommendation on Twitter. I believe he's a listener of the podcast. Oh, is he? Well, Sid's brilliant. And I think it was him or someone put together a compilation of just 80s keepers booting it. It's well worth a watch.
Because what they do is...
Boot!
They get it. They get it. They bounce it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
They'll go to the edge of the area.
They walk about like a wrestler, don't they?
Yeah.
They prowl. They prowl the box, staring people down prior to their boot.
Throw it, but then throw it into the D. Because then it's out of the penalty box and it's in play.
Yeah.
So they get a couple of extra yards. And then they just boot the bastard
have that.
as high and as long as they can.
Yeah.
And we all watch it in the sky for about 5 seconds.
And then it's
comes
just
down.
your big mental centre forward next to a couple of big ugly cunt centre backs just go to win that header. Fucking lovely.
Oh, man. I would love it if next August in the Premier League, Pep Guardiola's Manchester City start doing that.
But we are switching to what I call football. Football? We are... Guys, we're gonna we're boot this ball. We're gonna win this game by booting the ball.
We're reinventing football again.
I sign Andy Carroll. I bring him from Reading.
Well, I don't know. I'd say that Erling Haaland would be a good target man if you want to boot the ball.
Yeah, I mean, he could turn his hand to anything and go, right, this don't expect any fucking through balls from De Bruyne. We sold that cunt. Miserable cunt that he was. We got a cut. We're filling the old midfield with fucking dirty bastards, and you won't need to worry about whether they can pass you or not because that's not their job. The only cunt passing to you is going to be our fucking goalie, mate. Right? Because he's going to boot it right out to you, and you're going to go up and win a fucking flick on every time.
You win a flick on. One of the wingers might run onto it.
Yeah.
One of the midfielders might. If not, second ball will drop, and if they get it, one of the dirty bastards is going to plough into them.
And what do you do when it drops to you? Boot it. That's right, cunt. You boot it. Boot it at the fucking goal. Hard as you can. Boot.
God.
Give it a right good boot. The campaign starts here by TFGM. Bring back booting.
Yeah. We're going to rest Bring Back Fingering for a while.
T-shirts are going to simply say boot it. For those of you who are more daring, I will be doing ones that say boot it, you cunt.
BBB, Bring Back Booting.
Bring back boot it. Boot it, you cunt. Fucking hell. I'd love it if they do next season's All or Nothing on Amazon. They go back to City. It's the start of a new season. Ben Kingsley does the voiceover. It's the start of a new season. And Pep Guardiola has a new tactical master plan. he's going to ask his players to start booting it. He signed loads of like weird midfielders from League Two.
Yeah.
from teams like Stevenage. I send my scouts out looking for men who really are men, who want to fucking, how you say, clean people out.
I've been scouting the prisons.
I don't want men
Prison
in my
teams.
midfield. I want dogs, stray dogs, diseased dogs, dogs with rabies that foam at the fucking mouth. That's what we want.
Of course. It's rabies year on Top Flight Time Machine.
Yeah.
Big deep dive coming soon.
Bring back booting and rabies for 2023. I tell you what, be careful, because the way this country's heading, fucking rabies probably will come back.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll get good timing and get some publicity out of it. We can do that podcast just a week or two before the rabies come back. There'll be fingers pointed at us.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely get some publicity out of it.
Yeah,
That's
and we'll
what we're
get
all
a lot
about.
of work. We'll be called as experts onto like Newsnight and stuff.
Yeah.
We're joined now by
GB
rabies
News.
expert Andy Dawson. Aye.
From his attic in Sunderland, where he now lives because he believes it's too high
He won't.
for rabies to transfer up there.
One thing about rabies is it can't travel above a certain height. What
It's
is
like
that height?
Daleks.
About 3 foot. About 3
It's
foot.
like Daleks, it can't do stairs.
Rabies cannot travel more than 3 foot above sea level. If you stay up high, you will be safe.
Take to the trees, people of Britain. That's my message to you. Stay safe.
Unfortunately,
Build a
I made
nest.
the mistake of burying some years ago all of my emergency sausage rolls in thermoses in some woods in Northumbria. The problem is I am now going to be unable to access them without coming back from my rabies security compound.
I did not anticipate these developments, and I suspect that the sausage rolls now all contain rabies themselves and are inedible.
Oh no, rabies rolls.
So, yeah, Roy's dived at the feet of, what team is it again? Oh, Swinfield, yeah, that's them. So, yeah, he hurls it out to the touchline, to the right-hand side. Oh, he's throwing it at Rob Richards. Oh, interesting. He's fucking just chucked it and gone, there you go. See what you can do, cunt. So is his throwing, says someone. But look who he's thrown it to. Rob Richards. What a waste. He thinks he's the only player on the pitch. So some of the fans turning against Richards as well. Obviously that's not Trevor Brinsden shouting there. Don't know if Brinsden's at this match actually. We didn't see him, did we? It's an away game. He's probably got an away ban. So he's in the number 12 shirt, Rob Richards, and he's got 3 Swinfield players homing in on him. Fan shouts, look at him trying to break through on his own again. Roy was right. Richards is just plain selfish. So
All of the poison that Roy's been systematically spreading through the media and other avenues about this young charge turns out to be entirely true. He's right to start this whisper campaign.
he's repeated the message so often that we've just chosen to blindly believe it now as fact and truth.
It was the dog whistle effect in action.
We're so mentally feeble. So susceptible. So Richards is running at these 3 players, and a voice boomed across the pitch, and it's the God image again that we had last time, where Roy was watching over the action from the goal. This time it's Duncan Mackay, which is infinitely more frightening and intimidating.
That's how I
Look at
imagine
the
God. When I pray every night, that's how I picture God. Duncan
Yeah,
Mackay.
Duncan Mackay.
Yeah, floats just
I'd like
ahead.
that picture of his head just on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Nothing else. No
Yeah.
text. Just that.
Just him shouting.
Yeah, I'm going to make that happen.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it. There's probably a website. But yeah, I'm going to have that. So Mackay is either literally giving him advice from another part of the pitch, or he's appeared inside his mind, like Obi-Wan Kenobi or something like that. Now use the ball, laddie. Neville Jones on your left. And indeed he is. You can see Neville Jones just under Duncan Mackay's fucking beard there, making a move. So what happens? He passes to him. Rob Richards passes to Neville Jones.
Didn't see it coming, did we?
We didn't. Maybe he is learning. And the crowd respond accordingly. Amazing! He did as he was told. He is a good boy. A very good boy. Another one shouts, Rob actually passed the ball without trying to beat anybody.
Good boy, good boy.
Someone pat him on the head.
Give him a chew treat.
Jalapeño. Jalapeño.
And then from Neville, inside again to Jimmy Slade. And then Jimmy Slade plays it first time into the box to Kenny Logan. Slade's knocked it on to Kenny Logan. Logan is just onside, coming in from the left. A diving header. God, I love a diving header.
One of the best things
I
you
love
can
a diving
see.
header.
Keith Houch
So
in
good.
1987.
Van Persie,
Yeah, for Holland.
2014 World Cup.
Yeah, against Spain,
Fuck.
wasn't it?
He was about 30 feet in the air when he did that.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I thought that one was a little bit too over the top.
Oh, it was too much for you, was
It was
it?
too much. When I saw it,
Too
I
flash.
thought, that's a show-off one. This is ridiculous. I felt
shouldn't have done it.
I felt it was a bit over flamboyant. I prefer Keith Houchin's one.
What if he tried it and it didn't work?
It would have landed on his fucking face.
It would
and,
look so
and the
idiotic.
ball would have just gone upwards or something like that.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
That's what you wanted, was it, Sam?
Oh, that would have been very entertaining. People forget. I mean, all this stuff when we're recording this at the moment, Roy Keane saying they shouldn't dance, the Brazilians. And by the
Yeah.
way, Roy, you'll probably listen to this so long after that this
Oh, this is
happened.
early January, this one. Yeah.
But, like, there's no way Roy Keane actually thinks they shouldn't dance. My suspicion
No, of course not.
is that Roy Keane doesn't give a fuck one way or the other whether they dance.
No.
But because he's become so adept at playing the character of Roy Keane,
Yeah.
when he sees them dancing, he's like, oh, this is a gift for me. This is endless content for my Roy Keane
Yeah.
character that I've developed, right?
It's like when people talk about when people go and watch Stuart Lee live.
Yeah.
And they say he's a master comedian. They say, but of course he's not actually himself. He's playing a character
Yeah,
when he's on stage, and that's what Roy Keane's doing.
yeah. Roy Keane is very much playing Roy Keane, and I have to say, I believe that he got the idea for the character of Roy Keane from Top Flight Time Machine's Keane Odyssey, because
It's hard to deny.
he never used to be quite so Roy Keane, and then we did those podcasts a few years ago, and
Yeah.
I reckon he heard them and thought, I can monetize
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. People seem to like this. He read the comments on social media about
Yeah.
it and thought, yeah, this is what people want.
And we did some
I'll do that for
videos
them.
as well, didn't we? When he was first starting to appear on Sky, we actually dubbed over some videos with him shouting at people. And that was when he was starting. He hadn't yet gone full Roy Keane. He was making the odd comment, but on the whole, he was keeping his powder dry. Then we dubbed over videos. We couldn't do that now because there's nothing we could
exactly.
say.
You
There was
can't do it. There's nowhere to
nothing
go.
we could say. There was nowhere we could parody Roy Keane that would be funnier or more extreme than he
Yeah.
actually does himself.
It's like when he had that big stand-up row with Graham Souness the other week,
Yeah.
and everyone's going, "Oh, I hope there's a deep dive coming, an emergency episode into this."
Why? What could
It's like,
you
well,
say?
What can you do?
That's it.
You can't say anything.
It
That's
is what it
he's
is.
Done the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you wouldn't do a deep dive into Airplane or
Yeah.
Whitnail and I, would you? Because it's like, well, how
No,
can we
it's
add anything
perfection
to
already.
that? Yeah.
The job's been done. Yeah. So well done, Roy Keane. We're very proud of you. Child of the show. Anyway, back to diving headers. Kenny Logan does indeed do a diving header.
Diving header,
good.
tick it off.
He's got his arms outstretched as well as he does
That
it.
makes it really good.
I'm an aeroplane. Whee!
Brilliant.
And straight past the keeper. Swinfield 0, Melchester Rovers 1. This is good. Duncan Mackay goes over to Rob Richards and he's got a big grin on his face and he's got a fucking clenched fist. He's pumping the air and he says, "That's more like it, Rob. Great stuff. Now keep it up, do you hear?" How would you describe Rob Richards' face?
Just looks. He looks like a pinched arsehole. The expression.
He says, "I'll do my best, Duncan."
But he's clearly thinking, "Fuck off, you patronising old jock."
Yeah. Because let's not forget, they all picked on him at half time, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Duncan bullied him in front of the rest of the changing room.
He
Yeah,
did. Yeah, beat him up.
I will beat you up.
It will be good. Then we cut to Alec Amor, in inverted commas, caretaker, chairman of the Rovers, had travelled up for the game. And he's talking to Frank, who I guess is one of the other directors. And Alec Amor says, "Frank, I thought you said Roy didn't even speak to young Richards during the interval." And he says, "Oh, that's what Teffy Morgan told me, Alec. He seemed to think that Roy had given up on the lad." No, he just left the rest of the team to kick the shit out of him. And Alec, delighted, says, "Well, he must have said something to him. The lad has started to play the Melchester way at long last."
Melchester way. Give me a break.
Never trust any team that's got a way.
Oh, shut up. I know what you're getting at. It's only West Ham who say it, I think. But
I was going to say Everton as well.
what is the Everton way supposed to be?
Well, it's a school of science, isn't it?
Oh, what does that mean?
I don't know. No idea. Anyway, as the game continued, Melchester are knocking it around with a plum. "We're taking them apart. Look at that," says another one. "Teamwork." Fucking hell. Yeah, it's the fucking least you can expect, isn't it? And then the cross comes into the path of Rob Richards. Beautiful cross. Rob Richards is under it. Now, what's going to happen here? I wonder. A couple of defenders and the keeper are in his way. And it says normally the youngster would have tried a header at goal. But he doesn't. He heads it back across goal into the path of Blackie Gray. And he even gives a shout at the same time. He shouts, "Blackie Gray!
Blackie Gray, this one's for you.
Incoming!
Head pass, head pass."
Sky ball!" And it does indeed fall into the path of Blackie Gray, who volleys it
He
first
fucking
time.
smacks it one. I think
Didn't
he
he?
had time for another touch. But
Didn't
he
need
thought, "Fuck that, I'm smacking this in. First time." But I said I was allowed to score today, so I might as well make the most of it.
I think he did. We mentioned
Yeah,
that.
I'll
Roy
let
said
you
he could
score
score
one today.
as many as he wants.
Yeah.
Because he's in goal.
Just
Yeah.
today.
I get a lovely feeling when I see Blackie Gray score a goal.
Yeah.
Because it rarely happens. Very nice. Back of the net there, no problem. And he goes over as they're celebrating. Roy comes out and gives him a bit of advice, bit of encouragement. He says, "Nice one, Rob. Now I think it's time you got one yourself."
I'll let you score one now.
That's how it works. I know it's only Swinfield, but fucking hell. And Mackay ruffles Rob Richards' hair and says, "Aye, go for it, laddie. I'll give you a big cuddle in the dressing room afterwards if you score. I'll tend to your wounds from half time."
No. If you have any cuts or bruises, I can lick them. My tongue, like a cat, produces natural antibiotics that fight infection and some viruses.
That's partly due to the large amount of TCP that I drink at home of an evening.
If you feel my tongue, it's very rough, like sandpaper. Again, more like a cat's than an ordinary human's.
For a while I was disappointed that Charlie Carter's nickname was the Cat. And I hoped I would be able to use it myself, but no. He got there first.
How are you the cat? I've seen your tongue. It's as smooth as an eel.
And you don't have any whiskers, unlike me.
Listen, Carter, I'm the only true cat round here, and don't you forget it. Okay, I don't know what you are talking about, Mr. Mackay.
Get yourself back to the plains of the USA or wherever the fuck you came from.
Fucking Hiawatha cunt.
Rob is being used for a springboard for Rovers, interchanging attacks. And there we are, ball comes into Rob and he plays it on to Jimmy Slade and shouts, "Jimmy Slade, He's getting sick of this now, I think. It's going against his nature. But Jimmy Slade says to him, "Now turn and go, Rob." So they're helping young Rob to get himself a goal by the looks of it. Over onto the 4th page of the story. And Jimmy Slade does indeed play into the path of Rob Richards. "Hit it, Rob," he says. "Hit it, Martin." And Rob hits it first time. Outside of the right boot. Bang. Past the keeper. Delighted fans behind the goal. Goal! They all yell. Swinfield and Melchester fans alike were still saluting Rob Richards' goal as the full-time whistle blew. Alec Amor is down on the touchline at the final whistle. He's keen, isn't he? What's he done? Clambered down from the director's box right near the end to fucking get among the glory. "What a goal," he says, "and what a performance from young Richards." Taffy Morgan says, I was wrong. Roy must have had a word with him at half-time." "Roy, that lad was transformed. What on earth did you say to him?" "Nothing, Taff. I've been telling everyone for weeks that Rob was a loner, but you wouldn't listen." "A loner? What the fuck?"
Right.
"I've had him down as one of them fellas who lives in a bedsit and plans on murdering pop stars. I don't like it."
I've had him looked at by some of my contacts very closely.
"I've been looking into his bedroom window with a telescope, and it seems that he has got lots of posters of Anita Dobson on his bedroom wall, which I find unsettling."
He's a ticking time bomb. Mark my words.
So I let him go his own way, squandering the good approach work of his teammates until even the players got fed up with him. What's he saying? He's basically just saying I just ignored it.
Left it to the players to sort out.
Yeah. I had no idea what to do with him. I thought he was fucking useless. But then Duncan Mackay kicked him in, so everything's alright now. "And as I hoped," he says, "they decided to sort him out themselves at half-time." Richard's face there again is a flashback of the half-time confrontation even. And Richards is seething, quietly seething. Probably planning to murder all of them, not just pop stars. And then Roy saying to Taffy, "And now that Rob seems to have sorted himself out, no Melchester player can be certain of his place in the first team." So does that include Roy himself? Is he going to leave himself out?
Not even I can take it for granted.
Well, of course I can, obviously.
I
I'm
have
the
to
first
prove
name on the
myself
team
to
sheet.
myself on a daily basis.
I'm considering actually becoming a goalkeeper now for the rest of the season, just to see how it goes. I did really well there.
Mix things up a bit. It's easy to get bored of life. Especially when you've achieved everything that it's possible for a human to achieve, like I did at a very young age.
New challenges, new adventures, new positions.
New experiences.
I've said too much.
New smells.
New feelings.
41 positions in a one-night stand. Write that down. Let a woman be a woman and a man be a man.
No, I don't know what it means, but it feels right. That's the main thing. I act off instincts. And that's it for this one. Next week, it says, it's Roy versus the, in inverted commas, Hammer of Dortmund.
Oh,
What the fuck?
lovely stuff.
Jesus. Bring that on. Don't know what that means. So marks out of 10 for that.
10.
I'll give it a 9.
Wasn't much off field,
It was all
was there?
on-field action.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. I'm downgrading it to a 9.5. I really liked the on-field action, though.
It was good. It was high-class on-field action, yeah. So we'll be back with next time the Hammer of Dortmund.
Yeah.
See what or who that is. I hope it's a giant hammer. He's gone to Dortmund to buy himself a giant hammer.
Like when...
We'll see.
What was it? Laurie McMenemy called up Kevin Keegan in where was it, Hamburg, and asked him to fetch him back some light fittings
It was a light fitting, wasn't it?
that were unavailable in Southampton.
Yeah.
And that's how his transfer to Southampton ended up coming about.
That's how he tapped him up.
Yeah.
It was all innocent at first.
Didn't even know him.
Yeah, but
It's Laurie McMenemy
Laurie?
here. Have you heard of me? Of course I have, Mr. McMenemy. You're the manager of Southampton Football Club. That's right. Now I hear you're living in Hamburg. I am. Good. Right
Very
down the
happy I am as well.
right down the
Did you know-
following
did you know-
product code.
Did you know I'm getting a regular supply of cheap meat from one of my teammates? It's wonderful over here.
Have you ever heard of something called cunt and sprinkle, Mr. McMenemy?
Never mind that.
I don't want to know anything about any of those things. What I do want to know is how near your nearest light fitting stockist is. Oh, I'll have to look into that for you. I'll ask Jean. She usually takes care of the light fittings in our house.
You wouldn't expect that from a woman, would you? But yes, she's in charge of all the electrics.
I don't have time between my singing and my football. No time for light fittings or electrical maintenance.
The plugs are all different over here, you know, Mr. McMenemy. Are you sure this light fitting will work in Southampton?
You let me
I'll ask
worried
Jean.
about that, soft lad. Remember,
Just bring it over.
I'm a bit older and wiser than you are. Oh, I suppose you're right.
Just don't ask any questions. Bring the cunt over.
I heard you got a private jet. Bring it on that. Save a bit of time.
I'd like to have a look at it. So, yeah. Back next time. Thanks very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.